Grandbaby, y'all.
I'm a mom.
HBIC. There we go. There we go. Yeah, thank y'all for the love too. Thank y'all for showing her some love, y'all. Really, Rebecca, y'all. Thank y'all for showing the love. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all show the head baddie in charge some love, y'all. You know she really the head bitch in charge. Okay,
B.
the
Here.
head bitch in charge is in the building. All right, so thank you for your patience, HB. Let me start off by saying that. Um, and let's get started. HBIC. What brought you to the app?
To be a model. Say no, I'm just kidding. Um, what
Be a
brought me
model.
to be a model? I'm a model. What brought me to the app is I was going through a rough time. I had found I was on the app for dating purposes. Ain't never find nobody to date on the dating side. I'm gonna be for real. Um, but then I kind of clicked on the live side, start clicking stuff, and it took off from there. I got addicted. I started gifting, and the people I was gifting convinced me to stream, and yeah, I went from there.
So let's bring it back. You were looking to date someone,
Yes, bro, I was.
and but what made you bring it to the app? What was happening in the real world where you wasn't able to date someone?
It wasn't that I wasn't able to date someone in the real world. I just felt like I'm not a like I used to go outside and chill a lot and be out on the scene, but I don't really do that much more. So even still now, I don't really go out a lot. So you got to find somebody somewhere. You ain't gonna find them sitting in the house. So I thought the
Right.
best way to find somebody sitting in the house would be online.
Do you consider yourself a homebody?
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time. So would you say the majority of the times you stay home, just what? What do you typically do? What is a typical day at home for you? Like,
Now it's mostly when I get off, I'm just streaming, watching movies. I live by myself, so ain't really nobody else here. It's very peaceful. But yeah, that's mainly I just be chilling and watching Netflix. I like to cook.
hmm. So you sit at home watching Netflix. When did you join the app?
I joined the app as a gifter in November of 2021, and then I started streaming late December, early January 2022.
And what happened when you hit the button on POF or Meet Me?
POF, Team POF.
What happened when you hit that button on POF?
It was slow at first. I was like, I don't think this is something I'm really gonna like. I was like I said, I was mainly a gifter first, so I liked watching streams. But when you go live, when you're a new streamer, you don't really have any favor. You're like, oh, this is boring. This is slow. This is boring. So I used to be in certain people's streams, like Egyptian, Sweet, Roll. I think that's where I first met Roll. Like, oh snap! Look at this. This I ain't gonna lie. I was like, look at this black woman with all them damn diamonds. Because when I came on here, I thought it was like
Black women or black guy?
black woman.
Okay, I just had to make sure.
Roll, please. Um, you didn't really. To me, honestly, when I first came on the app, I didn't see too many people of color. I know that
Gotcha.
they're here,
Mm-hmm.
but on the app like a year or two, like 2, 3 years ago, when I first came on, I didn't see many people. Not as many as I do now. So to see somebody like you who was a person of color, and I was like, oh, okay. So so I just stuck to it, and I kept streaming, and I kept streaming. Though it was boring at first, and then it eventually took off.
Got you. So here you are, you're looking for someone. Now, who were some of the first people streams you entered? Because if you're looking for love, I would think you would go into a lot of men's room like, ooh, you know?
So at that time, I really wasn't looking for a man on the dating side. The dating side was something for fun, something to kill time. The first couple people streams I walked on was Sweet, um, Egyptian, Molly Ma, and Roll. Y'all actually, I think, were like the first four people I had faved on this app.
Got you. Egyptian, the female Egyptian?
No, the guy.
Okay, okay, I know who you're talking about now. All right, so you went into our streams and stuff like that, and what was your first thought looking at this live feature?
Like Egyptians and Sweet Stream, and they were kind of like the more laid back. Egyptian, he smoked weed, so I smoked weed at the time. We used to just sit in there and chill. But your stream always had a lot going on. I'm like, how does she read them comments going that fast? So not too much on roll, y'all. When she be looking at them comments, it's a
Thank
lot hard
you.
to read that many comments going that fast. It's not easy. And then try to hold a conversation with every comment is hard. But you always had like different things going on. That's what made me come back. But just mainly I was just chilling, get my mind off stuff, kill time and things like that.
Got you. Got you. And now you're here. So let's bring it back. Okay. What does the name HBIC come from? What made you name yourself that? Or what was your original name?
My original username was actually Cognac because I liked the honey and I was dark and I was strong and baby I went down real smooth. But anyway, we changed it. We eventually changed it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. Okay
yeah,
then.
yeah, that's what it was.
That was a good one. I like the way you said that, and then you
Like,
swallowed after.
you know.
Look.
But yeah, I eventually changed it. I don't know what made me choose HBIC. I just felt like it fit me because like I just this just fits my character. Like no, like if you know who I am and you know how I roll, like hey, then you should understand it. Just
It
I don't
fits
know.
your
I can't remember what made me pick that name.
Got you, but you knew you needed to change it.
Yeah, and the crazy part is for the longest, my live name was HBIC, but underneath it, on POF, we had our original username, still said Cognac. And the time that I was in the Battle Royale, the first time to meet me Battle Royale, Tom Moy had made a video of all the people in the Battle Royales. And he didn't take HBIC, he took the original username. He was like, yeah, we got Cognac coming up strong. And I was like, wait. Then I paid to change it. I paid to change it at that time.
He was like, I gotta get rid of this
Yeah, I
cognac.
paid to change it at that time. I paid like what was it, $30 for a month just to change my username.
Yes, got you, got you, got you. Okay, so take us back to when HBIC was born. Where were you born at? Who was you raised with? How many siblings? Paint a picture of your household. I really want you to get into the details and stuff on this one.
Okay, so I was born and raised. It's a little town in Pennsylvania. It's close to the capital of Pennsylvania, which you don't know if the capital of Pennsylvania is Harrisburg. So I'm a little bit outside of Harrisburg. Um, I was born. I'm 29, so I was born in 1994. Um,
Same year I was born.
bro, please. Are you serious? No, because you're older than me, bro. Um, but
Not too much on my age, y'all, okay?
wow. But growing up, I was my mom's only child. My mom and my father's only child when I was born. So I was the first child for both of them. My parents were not married. They were in a relationship. They got along really well. But they didn't live together. For a little bit, my dad stayed with my mom, but they didn't live together. Um, so most of the time growing up, it was just me and my mom in the house. Um, and then I would go see with my dad, and my dad always stayed with my grandparents. Um, so if I would go up there, I would drive. My dad's actually from Harrisburg. I would go see my dad in Harrisburg, and just I spent time with both sides of my family.
Got you. So you grew up the only child?
Yes, now my dad now has later down the years had two other daughters. My second sister, she's so for a while it was me for about 8 or 9 years, about 8 years, just me as the only child on both sides. Around the time I was 8 or 9, that's when my dad had my little sister. I was not happy about that. I was like, "Can you give her back? Can you like leave her at the hospital? Can you do something like?" I ain't like it. I ain't like sharing my dad because I was my dad's like my dad had me spoiled. My grandparents had me spoiled. So now to see I got a little sister, give her back.
Tell us you gotta hurry up or
You
open the
know, you don't
garage and tell them
understand
to
where
take it.
babies come from. It's like put Shorty back where she came from. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
Don't. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry,
Take
cause
your time.
I do apologize, guys. I have to make sure the kids took out the recycles. They're out there. Okay. Thank. Can you go see? Can you go make sure? Because I hear the garbage truck out there. All right. Cause
Um,
I asked them 50 times yesterday. I ain't seen nobody move. All right. Cool. All right. We're back in session. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
but like I was saying, when my sister was born, I didn't know where kids came from, so I wanted my dad to give her back to whoever gave them to him. Uh, she knows it to this day. Like I don't give her back. I don't know where she came from, but send her back. Um, so it was just me and my sister. My sister wasn't around as much as like my mom forced me to go with my dad. My dad forced the relationship. She forced for me to see my dad's side of the family and my grandparents and spend time with them just as I would spend time with my mom's side of the family. And my mom's side of the family, of course, I was always comfortable with them because that's where I spent the most time was with my mom. I would only go see my dad probably like twice on the weekends every month, like every other weekend. So I was familiar with my grandparents, but as far as my dad's side of the family, even still now, I know them. Some of them I have a connection with, but most of them I don't. Most of them I could probably see some of them in person in the club in Harrisburg and wouldn't even notice them. Some of them, some
Mm,
of them I would. But and then later down the line, my dad had another daughter that he didn't know about until after she was already born. He didn't introduce us to her till she was about one, which she is about 16 now, 16, 17. Um, and I don't really see her that much. I do talk to her every once in a while, probably like 2 to 3 times a year. My sister that's 21, I talk to her. We have each other's numbers. She's older now, but I think it's mainly with me, and the reason me and my sisters don't talk as much is because we all have different moms, and my mom don't get like they all don't everybody don't get along. But me and my sister, now that she's 21, my second oldest sister, we find time to communicate with just us two. My other sister, since she's younger, I either got to contact her mom to contact her, and it just becomes a big mess.
right. Got you. Got you. Got you. So let's bring it back.
Okay.
So at one point, your mom and dad clearly they was together. Were they living together when you was younger?
Not fully living together. Like I want to say they separated when I was fairly young, like 1 or 2. So I don't really remember the time that they did live with each other, and I don't really think it was like living with each other. Like this was my mom's house, but my dad would be there. And then
Got you.
started getting on her nerves. She sent him back to Harrisburg to his mom's house.
Got you. Okay. So take us to school. What was your dynamics in school? What was their financial?
So with it just being me and my mom, my dad was, I'll say that now, my dad was always in and out of jail. My dad went to jail, then he'd be out, then he'd be back in, then he'd be back out. So a lot of the times, like I said, it was just me and my mom. Even when my dad was in jail, I was still spending time with his parents, maybe like once a month at the most. Um, but at that time, I was like, elementary school was fairly close to my house. Pretty much every school I went to was fairly close to my house.
Right.
Um, but it was just me and my mom. Um, we didn't have like a bus route or anything like buses to pick us up from school. So most of the time, I used to walk. And at this time, when I was in elementary school, me and my mom was living in probably one of the roughest parts of the city. It's what they call the jungle. It's the
Mm,
project, pretty much like the projects. All most of the houses look alike, but it was like a small project, and they call it the jungle, and they still call it that to this day. But that's
mm.
where I grew up pretty much my whole elementary type deal.
In elementary, do you remember like looking at the other kids? Did you feel like you fit in? Did you feel like you didn't?
So in elementary school, I was fairly quiet. Honestly, I was fairly quiet, and there's a big difference to the size I am now to the size I was in elementary school. When I tell you I was thin, I was real thin. You probably couldn't tell now. Not too much on me now. But I was real thin in elementary school. But I had one best friend, well, two best friends. I had a one girl best friend um, who we were actually cool up until about fifth grade. Probably about
Mm.
6 months before leaving elementary school, we were cool. And that's because we got into a fight. We got into an argument. She went to scratch me on my face. Let's just say it was over from there. Murder, she wrote. Um, but yeah,
What
and then
did you do?
Um, I pushed her down the hill. Like so, outside the school, there was like this little hill. Like it wasn't a big hill, but it pretty much took you to the playground. Let's just say
Right.
she was on top of the hill, and she ended up in the playground after the fight.
Okay. I know what you mean because I had a similar situation to that. Okay, my brother wound up having to punch one of the girls down the hill.
But I
She was
actually,
rolling.
and then there was a time where my mom was really upset with me because I almost got expelled from elementary school. Um, they ended up changing it to a suspension, but I almost got expelled from middle school. Not because of that fight, because of another incident that happened.
Mm.
So,
So you can't just leave us dry like that. You said there was another fight that occurred, right? And you almost got expelled. Can you share with us what took place during that fight where you almost got expelled? Thank you so much, Zach.
okay, so there was this boy. His name is Malik. Me and Malik are still friends to this day. Um,
Hmm.
don't know why he's my friend because I'd have never been my friend again. But I don't know. He just would pick on me, and for the longest, I would tell the teacher. I would go home. I would tell my mom, but nothing changed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, so what I did was, so he would pick on me in class. So y'all know, remember the desks that had like the boats? They were like boats. They looked like they had the bottom. Then we used to better lift them up, and they had a little pencil slot. The old.
Okay, okay,
We were
okay. I
young.
know what you're talking about. I don't know where you get the boat from, but
That's what they used to call them, boat desks. I don't know. They used to call them boats. I don't know. That's what they used to
but
call them.
I do remember the desk and you can lift it.
And you would keep
Okay.
your books and your papers and your pencils
Yes.
inside your lift up desk. So remember, used to be holes at the bottom of those desks. Like I don't know why they put holes at the bottom of them desks, but that's what they used to do. So he would mess with me and would stick his finger in the bottom of the holes of my desk. When I open it to go get my pencil. I open it to go get my assignment. He was always sitting next to me, sticking his finger in the bottom of my desk. So I would open my desk. First thing you would see is a little finger, like this. So one day I got fed up. I was like, I asked him to stop 1,000 times. I done told the teacher. The teacher like she don't see it. I done told my mom. My mom's done talked to the teacher, and so I got real fed up with it one day, and I actually took the scissors out of my lunchbox
This sounds
while
so
he had his
familiar to
finger, and
me.
I tried to cut his finger off.
Oh, now you wildin'. I cut his pants.
I tried to cut his finger off. Pretty much it was really, really bad. He started screaming in class. His finger, I pretty much nipped off about that much of his finger. It was hanging. So when we got to the principal's office, they were trying to expel me, but my mom talked to him. They didn't expel me. And they went back to school. I had to give him an apology. To this day, he still has no finger from here up. He has a nut. And I don't like I see him nowadays and he speaks to me. We're real cool. But I don't know if he remembers that I did it. Like I don't know if he
Oh,
remembers
he remembers.
I don't know if he remembers that his finger is like that because we were so young. And I don't know if I don't think my mom really ever talked about it. His mom ever talked about it because they were friends. Like my mom and his mom knew each other. So like to this day, his fingers like he has a nub like here.
and y'all cool.
We're cool. Not like a
And you
nub. Like
and you
it's
never say, hey, what happened to your finger?
no. I don't want to ask because I don't know if he like it's not like a nub. Like he doesn't have
like,
a tip of his finger.
hey,
Like
what's his name?
Malik.
Hey, Malik. By the way, whatever happened to your finger?
No, I don't want to ask. Like, I want somebody. I want us to all be around if
He
somebody.
gonna look at you like, is it his middle finger? Because
It's
that's gonna be
no,
really
like
bad. He could never say fuck you again.
I mean, it's like Index
His
finger.
pointer.
His pointer finger.
He can't point at you and say it was you.
It's still mostly a finger. Like I would say, like this much is off. Like the tip of the finger is.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But
That's
yeah, she feel like.
crazy. So I had a similar situation where somebody like, well, I was in elementary, and I'll make a long story short. Uh, he wrote me a love note like, "Do you like me? I like you. Check yes or no." So I ain't check either. I just passed it right back to him. So ever since then, he was upset. So he would do little stupid shit in the classroom. And then one day, when I was about to go sit down, you know how you about to sit down and somebody pulled the chair from up under you?
Oh god.
He was like, ha, ha, ha. I was like, hello.
There we go. Now we can hear you. D smoke.
I'm sorry. What company is this? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. It's ready to be picked up. My order is ready to be picked up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It'll be picked up in the tomorrow morning. Okay. No problem. Bye bye now.
Right. That's weird. That she's. Bro, it said you're away, but we can still hear you.
Oh
Oh,
no, I didn't go away.
it said you were away, but we can still hear you.
Oh, I don't know why. All right. So guys, I'm sorry about that.
That's
That
fine.
was my
Life be
big
happy.
order. All right. So dang, where was we?
Malik, I guess in his finger we
Oh, I
went.
was telling you my story. So, he decided to laugh, right? And while he was laughing, I like snapped. So within that split second, to me, it was a second. Okay, I don't know how long it lasts, but the teacher was way in front of the class. We was doing arts and craft in the back. I wound up grabbing sneakers. I wound up punching them to the ground and grabbing scissors. And before the teacher could get to me, I cut all the way up, and I was right by his balls on his pants. So right, he had on them cheap, they used to make you wear them cheap dress pants and stuff like that. So it was easy to use it was kid scissors too, but it cut all the way up those pants, y'all. And they tried to suspend me, but I already was like complaining to my dad like that, like somebody was like kind of picking on me. And my dad's rule was you either beat the crap out of them because you can't tell me they beat the crap out of you. So you better beat them up. That's
Right.
it. So I beat him up and
So
I
you
made sure
never
I
you can
won.
never go back home saying you got beat up.
Exactly.
Or that you didn't
So
fight.
my dad, he was like, as long as we won the fight and we knew like we wasn't the one starting and we could prove it, oh, he was gonna go up to the school and advocate. He thought he was a lawyer too. Just like me, he would go up to the school, but wait a minute. You mean to tell me my child? Uh, but yeah, so we had something similar, you know what
Right.
I'm
I think the
saying?
reason I didn't get expelled is because my mom and his mom was friends, and she was like, "No, I don't want her expelled. Like, I know this is happening. I know this is serious, but he should have stopped messing with her. It shouldn't have got this far, but it did. But I think that was the only reason I didn't get expelled
Right.
because his mom ended up saying like, no,
Did you feel bad after?
no.
You was like, yeah, you deserved it.
I think I ended up telling him that. Like, so imagine being in like third, fourth grade and you telling a person like you deserved it. Like I've been like this is like the middle of the school year and you have been messing with me since the beginning of the school year.
Right,
So
right.
like 6 months. And the teacher had asked him to stop thousands of times. It got to a point where I think there was even before that it was a meeting between me, him, my mom, and his mom. Still nothing. He still will continue to do it.
Got you. So let's bring it. It's okay. It's okay. I, oh, you muted. I was about to say I'll mute you. The app is acting up. Yeah, just come out of the room. There you go. All right, and come back in when you're ready. So now, boom, that happened. Was there at any point did in elementary school was there ever like a crush that you had or someone that had a crush on you?
Yeah, I liked it. This guy. it was crazy because me and one of my friends liked the same guy.
Mm.
But I don't think she like. I just think she thought he was cute. His name was Antonio, or TJ, whatever you want to call him. So I had a crush on him. Still, like I said, still know him to this day. The city's very small. Um, but I never approached him. I guess like I was the type to too. Like you said, I was gonna write like a little note or whatever,
Yeah.
and But I don't think I ever did that. Like me and my girl would just talk about him, but I never really. I was always tall, so I was always like one of the tallest. Definitely, probably one of the tallest girl in the class, but definitely taller than some guys. And he was short. He was.
Right.
He still is little to this day. Um, but just it was just typical, kid stuff. Nothing major. Um, I just thought he was cute, but that was probably like I think my only crush in elementary school. So.
Got you. So now let's bring it to
Welcome
welcome
to
to
exclusive.
exclusive interview, guys. There we go. She muted. Welcome to exclusive interview, guys. I just want y'all to know that I'm not ignoring anyone. This is a segment, guys, where we are interviewing HBIC right now. So please, if you have any questions for HBIC, save it towards the end of the show. Okay, we will have everyone take the box to ask their questions, or you can write them in the comments. Okay, so please don't buzz the box. All right, guys, it's not about you; it's about HB. So if you're not HB, you can't be in the box or any of the hosts, like
Or
myself and my wife Donna Cooks. All right, thank you very much, HB. So now junior high school is here. What changed? What was your significant change from elementary school to junior high school?
to junior high school, I'm gonna be honest, like I was kind of a nerd. Like I was in my books, I did my schoolwork, but I also was much known around the school. So you know how you got them. I was like a nerd, but I was also popular. Like I could hang out with the cool kids at the lunch table,
Hmm.
but I still was getting straight A's.
Right.
I think around middle school is when I actually started really like looking at guys and start liking guys. I'm like, oh, he cute. Oh, he cute. Okay. Um, Crazy part is like I'm about to start working at the middle school that I went to in a few weeks. So it's kind of
Oh
it's a
shoot.
little crazy to go back there, but yeah, not much change in middle school. It was definitely a different school. It was bigger. It was older people because I was in fifth. You had your seventh and eighth graders at that time.
Yeah.
Now our middle schools are all of our elementary and middle schools are now K through 8. So all the schools that I went to, like the school I went to is elementary school, and the middle school I went to is middle school. They're both K through 8 now. So I mean, it wasn't much of a difference. I'm trying to think of anything that really happened in middle school. I don't really think much happened.
So in middle school, you never had any significant events. No prom. No dance.
We had a dance.
No relationship.
So at this point in time, my mom's best friend, her son, is actually when I started. Me and him started like
The one
talking.
with the finger.
No, but this is another friend. His name is Savon.
Okay.
To this day, like Savon is now till still to this day of who I consider my male best friend. He around probably like sixth or seventh grade, he was playing football, but not. He was playing football for like a one of the city leagues, and he had asked me to a dance. So I was excited about the dance. My mom and his mom had got all our little outfits to match, his little tie to match my dress. It was cute. And then we got to the dance.
Uh oh.
And since I was not a cheerleader, they was telling me, "Oh, you can't walk with him because you're not a cheerleader." They had never told him that you had to invite a cheerleader to be your date at the prom if you want her to walk with you. So he invited me. Um, Crazy part is he used to bust jokes on me. He used to it was given middle schoolish. You would not tell that he liked it me in school
Right.
because he would crack jokes. He would he would just tell everybody like, "Oh no, da 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 da." So we I think we both liked each other, and then we spent a lot of time with each other because our parents were pretty much. My mom was in his mother's wedding, um,
Mm.
so they were really close. But he, like I said, you wouldn't tell that he liked me in school. He asked me out. on the dance. I had fun, but the only thing is I couldn't walk with him. But they still allowed me to stay. They were trying to actually say, "Oh, she can't stay either." But they're very saying like, since y'all went through all this work, y'all paid all this money for them to look nice, and she is his date. They let me stay. And then closer to the end of high school, that's where me and him like, okay, now we know you're a guy, I'm a girl, we like each other. What we gonna do about it?
Mm.
So we started meeting up outside of school and chilling, and that's when we had our first kiss. Now we went to middle, when we went to
Don't get it to dry like that.
no.
We want the details. We want to know what day was it?
Oh,
How did it happen?
I don't remember the exact date, but we
What
had
did
met
you
up.
have on?
I don't roll
Did
like
you have on corduroys and a halter top?
probably something like that. Sound about right. But we had met up outside of school. Like I said, we went to the same elementary, middle, and high school together. So we actually the high school, I mean our middle school and our elementary school were not too far from each other.
Hmm.
So we and my where I used to stay out pretty much all day was my grandmother's house. My mom would work 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so I would go home from elementary school and middle school and go sit at my grandmother's house. So I told my grandma, "Hey, I'm going outside. This is where we, as kids, we didn't sit on tablets and stuff. We actually went outside. Okay,
Right.
so we was
Them dip
outside,
days, like jump
right?
rope.
Jump rope, and so me and him met up, and we were just walking and talking, and then that's when we sat down. We were actually on the elementary school, like we were walking through the elementary school. It probably was pretty much was on like the elementary school playground and stuff like that. And that's when we were talking, and that's when he kind of went into kissing. I was nervous, y'all. I didn't know what to do. It was like it was like a little peck real quick, and then it was over. But I was just shunned about it or whatever. And he had My Boo by Usher and Alicia Keys playing.
Oh my
It
God.
was cute. It was cute.
So so boom, you had your first kiss. What was the feeling that you felt after?
It was kind of weird because at the end, like I said, we spent a lot of time around each other, and of course, my mom and his mom didn't know we kissed, so we had to sit there and play it off. We had to play it off like we didn't kiss, like we didn't like. I don't know why we played it off that we didn't like each other. We just, I guess, we didn't want our parents to know. But I ain't gonna lie, I was happy because it was like he's my best friend. Everything kind of feels right. He knows me better than most of these guys know me and things like that. But I was still young,
Right.
so. But it was nice. I was nervous, but yeah.
So your first kiss off your bucket list. Did you guys wind up getting together and being more than just friends?
Yeah, for a little while.
And how long did that last and why did it? No.
Like I said, we were young, so we tried a relationship. I think that relationship probably lasted like a month.
Got you.
He was like one, and then because like I said, in school nobody knew we liked each other. So he be in school trying to play it off for his friends, like, oh no, nah, I like shorty
As
over.
they always do.
I like girl, I like her over here, I like her over there. So he had about, I could say in that school year, that man probably had about 6 girlfriends, about six, 6, 7 of them.
What's crazy is, do you know that the guys, when they like someone, that's still what they do? Is they
Yeah,
hit on you, they hit you, they pick on you. Instead of just coming straight out and saying, hey, I like you. What's up?
right,
You know what I'm saying? But they show you in those ways of pushing you, bumping into you. Is crazy. You would think like as time go by that will change. Till this day, my daughter be telling me stories, and I be like, "Dang, that mean he like you. He don't hate you,
pretty
JK.
much,
He don't want to fight you." She's like, "I might have to fight this boy." I said, "Trust me, he likes you." Okay, so
right.
so let's move it up a notch, okay? So now you're going into high school,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Before we go into you in high school, what was there significant change in the household dynamics, like with your parents and stuff like that? What did you and your mom always get along? Was y'all always on the right like friends? Was you always cool with your mom? Did your mom always have your back? Was there a time period where you felt like she didn't have your back?
So with also through middle school, my mom had met a guy, and He moved in, and I did not like it. That probably was close to end of elementary school. I did not like the fact that I didn't like the fact that like it was somebody different than my dad.
Mm.
I mean, him and my mom were together for years, probably close to. Matter of fact, I think that one it might want to say I was close from the end of elementary school to about the time I started high school. So but I once I got to know him, he was an awesome guy. He had two sons. One son would only visit us sometimes, because he lived in what's called a city called Pocomoke. It's in Maryland. It's near
Mm-hmm.
Ocean City. So he lived there, and then the other one would be with us half time and with his mom half time. So mainly the only child that's always in the house was me.
Got you.
But I liked him. Him and my mom did argue a lot. Um, but he would always take us on vacation. Like every single year, summer, we probably took 2 or 3 vacations. That's when I start going to. I've been to many amusement parks. I've been camping. I've been to probably every Dave and Buster location that you can probably think of.
And
Because that's when they first opened and stuff, and they first got big.
it was lit.
Right, it was
Yeah.
there. But yeah, it was just me, my mom, and her boyfriend at the time, and he stayed around for probably till the beginning of high school. I think my mom separated from him.
Got you. All right. So now you're in elementary. I'm in high school. And I know a lot had changed during high school. What was the changes that you had to face in high school?
So when I got to high school, I was a part of the basketball team.
Period. Let's go.
You know, I played
Because you was still tall. Was you still the tallest
not
when
the
you got to
tallest.
high school?
What this girl I'm still cool with to this day. She was the tallest on our basketball team. I was probably the second tallest after her. She's about 6'5".
Okay.
She was probably about 6'1", 6'2" when we were in high school. If probably not taller. Um, yeah. So a lot of my and then also my mom worked at my high school, so I ain't really have too much time. You wasn't gonna catch me skipping class. You
Mm-hmm.
wasn't gonna catch me late for class, and you wasn't gonna really catch me acting up too much because all they had to do was call my mom down the hallway. Very awkward. Um, but I still had my stuff here and there in high school. Around ninth or 10th grade is actually when I lost my virginity. Yeah. And
Ninth or 10th?
I think it was about the summer between ninth and 10th grade.
Got you. So take us to the summer. Summertime.
Bro, please. um,
Summertime.
uh, Believe it or not, it was the same guy. Same guy from middle school. The same guy I had my first kiss with. Um, Same guy I'm still friends with to this day. Um, he had like I said, his mom, his parents, and my grandmother didn't live too far apart. So one day after school, and it was like his house. So his mom and his dad had different. They had a lot of kids. They had about it was him. It's probably about four, like five of them, five kids. So they didn't really like how my mom's house was. She knew who was in her house at what time. You ain't going up to the. His mom and dad were kind of laid back, chill. They couldn't keep up with the five kids in their life, so their house used to be the hangout spot. Used to be like he would bring his friends over, his little brothers and sisters bring their friends over, and their mom really wouldn't know who was in the house. They didn't
Right,
care.
right.
Like they just didn't
That
care.
that was my house.
Right, as long as like nothing was getting messed up or nothing, they didn't care. They be in their room minding their business. But I can put like so he called me over and his room was always on the third floor. So we'd have to walk past his parents' room to get to his room. So he'd be like, "Oh, come on." It was kind of like a sneaky process. I ain't gonna lie.
Hmm.
I knew I wasn't supposed to be up there, but we go upstairs to his room and we was chilling, and that's when everything kind of happened. Uh,
You really think we're gonna go for that?
yeah, y'all just
You
y'all
went
should.
upstairs to the room. When you got up to the room, did you know it was gonna go down? You just thought you was going up there to chill.
I thought I was going up there to chill. We had talked about because he was not a virgin. He had lost his virginity to another girl, probably like a year before that.
Got you.
Who's actually his baby mom now.
Ooh.
Hmm
So boom, you get upstairs to the room. What you do? You sat on his bed. What size was his bed?
He probably was like a queen at that time. His
Okay.
room was little. You know how like sometimes like the third floor they have them ceilings. That's not.
Ah, that was like the
Yeah,
attic kind
like
of room.
yeah. So it was like a little room. He had a little window you could look out back. Um, he had a bed. He had his little TV in there, and we chilled. We actually chilled for like an hour because I think even though he wasn't like he wasn't a virgin, he
Hmm.
still was nervous just as well as I was because like I said, we had a different like as far as like pulling like any girl to his room, it would have been whatever. But with me and him, we had it. We were friends, and he didn't want to mess that up. Um, so he actually went in for like he was the person to initiate it, and I was scared at first. I was nervous. I was like, I don't think we
Yeah.
should. I got that little. I don't think we should be doing this.
Right, right.
But eventually, I let it happen, and I didn't really like it at first. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what all the little girls was
Yeah,
talking about.
Donna like me either.
I didn't really care for it. I was just like, this is what y'all going. Mm-mm.
Crazy about.
Yeah, I didn't like.
So now when he was done, did he get up like he was the man?
No, we sat there. We still chilled afterwards. He was like, "Hold on, I'm gonna go downstairs and wash up." And then I went down to the bathroom. He was like, "Get yourself together." And then we came back. We still chilled in his room for a little bit. But then he was like, "Let's go downstairs and chill, in case my mom and dad come out of their room. I don't want them to see you up here." So we went back downstairs and we chilled downstairs. It was like a computer room, um, but we ain't really. And that was just in case his parents woke up or came out of the room. We didn't want to be caught in his room, so we weren't supposed to be there.
Okay. So boom,
He's
that
about
was
older
over.
than me.
Did you guys stay to you guys it sounded like you guys it sounded like you guys was just although like during the time it sounded like y'all was together, that was just like a person you experienced everything with.
Yeah.
And then you guys are still friends till this day.
hmm
What do your new boyfriends have to say about that? Like the boyfriends you had after that?
Nothing much. Like my one boyfriend, he didn't know. He did not know. He just knew us as friends. I think the most problem fell on his relationship that he has now. Because even with his baby mom, the one that he lost his virginity to, she knew, but she didn't care. She understood like, all right, that was something in high school. We don't, you know.
Right.
But his relationship that he's in now, like I still consider us friends till this day, but we're from a distance. And that's for the respect of his relationship. Because when he first met her, he was still coming, chilling with me. We would go driving up to DC every weekend together, and she didn't like it. Um, which is, and then but I can understand why she didn't like, because he would still throw shots here and there. We wasn't doing anything, but he was
Ah.
throwing shots. Years later, still throwing shots. Like, I know we older, and it's crazy because and then I remember his dad and his mom, like especially his dad will see me to this day and be like, I have the whole wedding paid for. You and my husband, like you and my son are gonna get married. He still tells me that. Like I was drunk, like probably about 2 years ago at a bar, drunk out of my mind, and ran into his dad, and his dad was like, "Everything's paid for. I'm just waiting for y'all to both to stop playing." Like, so his mom and his dad still thinks to this day, as grown adults, we are gonna get married. I don't know why, because we're not.
For some reason, Keys is in the comments offering you back shots. I don't know what that's about.
Ah, Keith,
Um,
please.
then he writes facts. All right, so we got to revisit that, okay? All
We'll
right, so
get to that later, Keys.
so let me ask you this, okay? So before we get off of this is what we're discussing high school now. Like with your mom, was there ever a time where you had a fallout with her at this point?
Yeah, because my mom was very strict. I couldn't. Now I understand why she was so strict because I understand how the world is now growing up. My mom was very strict. When I first got my first job, I had to pay either the water bill or the gas bill, or electric bill. She was not playing with me. I'm like, Mom, I got like $120. You want me to pay this $70 bill? You tripping? But I wasn't allowed to stay at really anybody's house. At this point, I had one girl best friend, um, which we can talk about her too. But I had one girl best friend that I had been cool with since middle school, and I would only be allowed to stay at her house. And that's
Mm.
because this was a conversation my mom and her mom, well, at the time, her sister, her mom had died when she was 4. So her sister, you know, her sister would know that she's safe at my house, and my mom know I'd be safe at her. And they, as parents, they both had the same rules. They better be in the house by 8, 9 o'clock. Ain't no being out late. We had to be in when the lights turned on. So
Hmm.
I don't know about y'all. Yeah,
When's the last time you cried, HB?
yesterday.
And why?
Last time I cried yesterday because today is one of my friends' 30th birthday. A lot of people here on this app, my family diamonds are forever. Um, Diamond is one of my friends who I actually met in college. Um, and she got into a bad car accident in 2015. A person who was drunk under the influence ran into her. She was actually on her way home from college to see her mom for Mother's Day. She was driving from Delaware to Baltimore because I went to school in Delaware State University my first year. Um, and she would drive home to see her mother, and she never made it. Somebody
Mm.
hit her on, and she died on the scene. That was 2015. So today would have been her 30th birthday.
Gotcha. And what about the time before that?
Time before what?
The time before yesterday. When was the last time you cried?
I don't know. I be crying a lot.
Gotcha.
A lot. They be stressing me out, bro. So I go, behind the scenes and cry, and I come back.
When did you graduate high school on time?
Yes, I did graduate high school on time. I graduated 6 of my class. I graduated with honors from high school. Um, yeah, I pretty much graduated to class of 2012. You know, yeah, and then I left and I went to college later that fall.
Okay. Did you finish college?
Yes, I didn't finish college at the college I originally went to, but I did finish college.
Okay. Did you have a degree?
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree,
And what?
criminal justice.
All right. Why didn't you pursue it? Continue to pursue.
I do. Like, why did continue to go?
Yeah.
The school is expensive. And once I got done with I started at Delaware State University. I went there for a year. I had a full degree. I mean, a full scholarship to go. Like I said, I graduated high school honors. So when I went to Delaware State, they actually asked me to come straight into a um, honors program as well there. Which so I didn't have how some people like, oh, I had the little cheap freshman dorms in college. I didn't have to go through the freshman dorms because I was in honors housing. Loved it because it was just me, one other roommate, and we was kind of like suites. So it was a little bit better versus going to see them people that sharing 16 bathrooms with one person in the freshman dorms. It was just
Mm-hmm.
3 other girls, and their rooms was connected in the middle like a hotel suite almost. Um, and then I did the first year at Delaware State. And at this point in time, remember, it was just me and my mom. At this point in time, my dad, so that's also something that happened in middle school. Around 2010, my father got incarcerated. So
Mm.
at this point, it was just me and my mom. So I left Delaware. Once they took my scholarship away, they had said it was only for freshmen. And my mom was already paying, I think, like $1,000 a month to go for
Mm.
school. At this point, she would have been probably paying like $4,000 to $5,000 a month. She was like, I cannot afford that. I can't. So I left. I came home. I went to a community college, and I actually got my associates there. Graduated from there with my associates, and then I turned around and I went to a private college that's here in my city, and went through so much racism and things of that nature with that school that I just left. That's when I started doing bad in school. I didn't care about my grades in that school. I didn't like the school. I barely
That's
was.
in college.
Yes, this is in college.
So tell me and give me an example of what happened when you was in college. Like you said, racism, right? So what exactly happened?
With being a criminal justice major, we sat through a lot of classes that had debates, debates about
Mm-hmm.
population, debates about incarceration and things of that nature, um, and like the it was this is a mostly white people school. It was a private school. It was very expensive. Um, that I went there, but outside of scholarship to there, that was what I was able to afford it. But we would have debates in class like about, let's just say something as far as like Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
The white kids would eat that up. I'm like, excuse my language, but they would eat it up. Like I remember the one white boy in my class said, "I believe that the 'I have a dream' speech is useless. It's useless. It was useless when he said it. It's useless today, and it's always going to be useless." And I didn't even used to get mad. I used to be like, "Why do you feel that way?" Like trying to give them elaborate on why you feel as though, for one, that's okay to say, and for two, like, why did you feel that way? They never had excuses. It was even down to the teacher would let certain racist comments go and things, and that I had eventually went to the board, the criminal justice who was in charge of the criminal justice department, and spoke to him about it. And they was like, oh, we'll look into it. As soon as I did that, they must have said something to the teacher. She started. She tried to say like, oh well, she's barely attending class, which at this point in time I probably wasn't. Um, then she tried to say I plagiarized one of my papers and sent it to the board. The board went back and was like, it's not plagiarized. She has a whole reference sheet, all this stuff. And at that point in time, she was pushing for, well, y'all still need to push for disciplinary action. She was trying to get me suspended for at least a semester.
Mm.
Um, and it was crazy because I feel like the board didn't have my back either, because I really did get suspended for a semester from that school. And the board had already looked at my paper and seen it wasn't plagiarized. But they went based off the I'm not in class enough. So they suspended me for a semester. I never went back to that school. I left. They called me the semester after I was suspended. It was like, we want to go ahead and schedule your classes. By this time, I was already transferred to Penn State. So I went to Penn State, and that's where I got back on track. What I liked about Penn State is my GPA started over. So
Mm.
I was good in Delaware. I was good in the community college. Remember, my grades was bad when I was at this private school. So I dropped my GPA. But when you went to Penn State, it started my GPA all over. So I had a fresh start, I felt like. And that's where I finished. That's where I finished school. Part of their honor society too.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So now, now that school is, what was going on in your private life? Where, like, if you wasn't in school, what were you doing?
So in my private life, and another reason I probably was messing up a lot when I was in the private school was I was dating a guy that I had been dating since I left Delaware. So I was only in Delaware State for a year. So remember, I graduated 2012, went to Delaware from 2012 to 2013. I met him as soon as I came back from Delaware State that summer, and we were together all the way up to 2020. We were together for 7.5 years. At this point in time, when I was going to that private school, we also had moved in with each other. I had finally moved out of my mom's house at 17, 18, something like that. Yeah, I was 18. I moved out of my mom's house, and with him, no, I was 19, I'm sorry. So I moved out of my house with him. So a lot of my time spending with him, but that was like a rocky relationship. When I was going to Penn State, um, let's just say I was going to Penn State with makeup covering black eyes, makeup covering a lot of stuff. Because that's what I was going through at home. So
Oh, at home with him.
yes.
Okay. So let's take it from the beginning. How did you guys meet?
So we actually knew each other in high school. He was from Brooklyn. He moved down here our ninth grade year, and I thought he was cute then. Tried to talk to him then. He was like, no, she seems like she's too nice. Cause like I said, I was cool. I was at the popular table, but everybody knew she about her schoolwork. She gonna push you to the curb and get her schoolwork done. That's the one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so he just thought I was like, he was like, she's a good. What do you call me? He was like, she's a goody two shoes. Like I'm good.
Right, right.
So he seen me when I came back from Delaware State. I don't know. He was just like, "Oh, what's up?" And he got my number and he started texting me from then. Um, and that's where we kind of went off. He didn't waste no time. He probably asked me to be his girlfriend after like a week.
Mm. So boom. Not too much on the us New Yorkers, Donna. We're not all the same, okay, baby? So boom, I he asked you to be his girl. You like, hey, Poppy.
Uh, it was not Spanish.
I feel like you like Spanish guys.
No,
It just was
no.
giving Poppy to me.
No, he was black, and when he was and I looked at a picture, when we were together back when he was in like eighth grade. He was like little and scrawny in eighth grade, little chocolate scrawny guy. But I don't know, I still thought he was cute. He had a little afro too in high school. But now we out of high school. He's like buff. When I'm telling you, like he was a big. He wasn't like tall,
You're
tall.
like,
He was nice, nice,
mm.
but he had little muscles or whatever.
What
Okay,
about you? What was your yes? Because I know you started off by saying you was small, you was thin.
I was real
When
thin
yeah,
in elementary school.
what would you say? What would you say your size was now?
Mm, I definitely was not thin anymore. I started blowing up in high, like middle school. Uh,
Got you,
I can probably say I was thick, but not as thick as I am now.
got you.
And I actually was pretty much in shape, really much in shape, because when I was in Delaware State, I was in the band, and we had
Mm.
practice time after time after time. And God, y'all can look up some of the videos and see how my little skirt used to move when I was. We're gonna let that go. Yeah, my
Ah!
little skirt used to move, so I was in shape. Like I had lost probably about 50, 60 pounds that school year when I was in Delaware State. My little skirt used to move, and we used to have to do football games and basketball games, and I even like there was a parade every year for homecoming, and we had to march like the city parade, and that was like a 3 mile, 4 mile walk. And we ain't walking, we dancing, we kicking legs up. We got our little flags, we doing a lot. I was
Yeah.
the flag girl. So there was the dancers in front of us, and
So
there was the
just
flag
to
girl.
give us an idea of what you're talking about, can we compare it to Drumline?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, okay, okay. So boom. So now you're living with him. He's living with you.
He's living. We pretty much moved in together, so it was our house. So immediately after we moved in, he he got locked up.
My gosh, what's wrong with these people?
He got
But
locked.
yeah, I gotta also remember where you grew up at. This is you in the hood,
Right.
right?
So
So
he got locked up for dealing with a bunch of friends that he was always the type where I felt like he was a good person, but the people that he hung around, they was drug dealers. Still to this day, he hang around the people. They drug dealers. They in the streets. These are people that might not even graduated. I'm looking for the picture of y'all of me in the band of me and my outfit, but I'll find it. But he was always hanging out with drug dealers and things like, and I just didn't know why, because he could have went somewhere with his basketball. He was real good in basketball. He could have went somewhere with it, but he ended up not even finishing high school with us. He finished at like an alternative school, so he always just hung out with the wrong people, which eventually that's what put him in jail.
mm. Okay, let's go. We got the visual.
Y'all see. Okay,
You know,
that's enough. That's enough.
HBIC. You ain't got no alibi. My bad, my bad. Too
Bro,
much. I don't know. It just came to my. You ugly. Yeah, yeah.
bro is childish. Okay.
There you go, Lady Bob. She was with
UGLY.
it. She was with it.
But
I
yeah.
don't know. It just everything just came to me. I could really see you out there now.
Right, Angela, you know what? And I was not a cheerleader. I'm a flag girl. So if you give me a flag right now, I may be able to do some tricks.
Let's go.
So
I
yeah,
love the picture though. You gotta send me that. You gotta send me that.
I am not. Y'all will not get that picture of me.
Send me that pic. I gotta add it to the collage with your other ones.
Donna, press the M button on the stream for me, please. Thank you.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just walking in here, welcome to exclusive interviews with the one and only Royal Badge HBIC. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. Yeah, yeah, you ugly. That's the new name.
I am dead. Yeah,
Oh man.
but yeah, once I came back, me and him, we were good. Like at first, me and him were good. We were going
Podcast
about
was the shit.
LJ Police. My
Bring
high
it
school,
on.
my high school was the Bearcats. Delaware State was the Hornets. So I was definitely a Hornet. Okay, um, but I had just got done living. I'm gonna be honest, Delaware. When I was in Delaware State, that was the best year of college of my life. I was away from my mom being so strict. I wasn't one of them people that like my mom was so strict. I went to high school and just wowed out. I
But
didn't do
I
that.
was about to ask you that
Didn't.
because typically that's what happens.
I was
And
fine,
you
but I
have no kids.
no. I still don't have no kids.
No kids. So you wasn't going around popping that thing at all.
I had a little friend in college. I had a little friend in college.
Right.
You know, my
So
mom.
it sound, but overall, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Overall, listening to your story, it sound like when people look at you, people might not think that, but it sound like you were just like a really good kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you did what you were supposed to do. Your mom was strict. You did what you were supposed to do. You would have thought you would have got crazy when you went to high school, but you didn't. You made you try to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Although your choice in men wasn't that great, but you did try. You tried to make good decisions. So I guess that brings me to my next question for you. When did things go downhill?
So, like I was
Because he
saying,
got locked up. So when did the abuse start? Or
so he got locked up. Like, and I tell you, like the first couple, we dated for about a year before we moved in with each other. Because, like I said, I came home. I was 18. No, I wasn't even. Yeah, I was 18 when I came home that summer. We met. We were cool, and we didn't try to move in with each other until 2014, about the summer after. And like I said, so when we moved in, he got locked up. He got locked. He came home like 6, 7 months later. Um, but when he came home, he was just a different person. He was not the same person that I met a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
He was very demanding. He didn't really spend much time with me. Um, he came home. He eventually got a job that I helped him get. So he would go to work, but when it came down to like helping with bills and stuff, he would rather spend his money at the bar. He would rather be at the bar with them same homeboys that sell drugs, and they can afford shots for days.
And
But
probably got him locked up.
for some reason, he big meat. Shots is on him. I don't get it. Cause they got money and they gonna get more money today. They gonna get more money tomorrow and the next week after that. But why you being big meats with your 9 to 5 and shots is on you? Never got it. These the same friends also did not. Once he got locked up, did not watch out for him in jail. Did not send him a dime. Didn't even answer a phone call.
Mm. Did
So
you
he came.
hold him down? Did you hold him down?
Yeah, I held him down, and he also had like parents where his mom and his dad cared for him, but they also did. Like his mom never seen him, went to go see him in jail. She never wrote him a letter. She wouldn't even answer a call. But his mom lived right up the street from me, like literally half a block up the street. At the end of my block, his
Right.
mom was there. But when he came home, he moved back in with me. His mom's house was not an option. She was not. You cannot parole here. It was like his mom's house was like a park. And that was the main reason we got a house because he'd go to his mom's house at 9 o'clock, and she'd say, "Oh no, you can't come in this after 9 o'clock and lock the doors. Leave him outside all night." And I knew for a fact my mom. And the crazy part, I was nervous and I was shocked that a couple times my mom allowed him to stay at my house with us, and
Mm.
because that was something my mom was. But he had to sleep on the couch, and I had to sleep in my room.
Got you.
He was not allowed in my room. And then that's when my mom just started catching us. She be at work, we be at the crib, and she was just like one day she came home from work early and we was in my room, and she was just like I ain't even mad because I already knew this was going on, but just keep it respectful because I know she knew what his situation was. And it wasn't like we was sneaking behind my mom's back and doing anything. It was just like she knew his situation at his house. Like his
But
mom.
also, you're an adult at this time, right?
Yeah, but my mom was still strict. I'm still living in her house. You know what I mean? I'm still 18 years old. Like,
Okay.
so That's what eventually made us move out. So once he came home from jail, he lived with me. He paroled to my house. And like I said, he was just a different person. It wasn't as bad as it was that like as it was with closer to the end. But then a couple months probably about it, so he stayed home for a year. Like I said, he helped me with bills, but like it was like almost like, and I understood that we were young. He just didn't have that responsibility mindset. Like, you know, how I had. Like, my mom had showed me how to pay bills. And, you know, it was hard. Like I said, I was giving her that little $80 out of my little 120. So I knew that, you know, life was getting ready to be hard and I wanted to move out on my own. But he just didn't have that concept. Like I said, he go out to the bar knowing he had rent the next day or 2, 3 days later and to blow all his money. He'll go to the casino, blow all
Mm.
his money. Um, that's when he started popping perks and stuff with his friends, and they was drinking fifths of henny like they was water. They was drinking about 2, 3 fifths of henny every day, like every day. But like I said, his friends had the money to do so that's what they did. They didn't work. They didn't. They had a baby moms. They had 2, 3 kids. They didn't work. Now he did have a son when I met him, which I knew about and everything, but he didn't really see his son as much. He was so involved in the streets and whether it be going to play basketball or anything, he just had changed. Then
Right.
he got locked back up again. This time it was for about 11 months. I still held him down, still waited for him to come home. When he came home the second time, things was even worse. That's when the physical abuse started. And at this point in time, and this is when I am now starting to go to Penn State. So I would leave home probably about 7 in the morning, drive to Penn State, get off class, drive straight to work, and drive back home. While he would go to work and he might get off work and go play basketball or something. But I knew this is what I wanted to do. I allowed him to distract me from school early in our relationship, which is when I was going to the private school. But once I went to Penn State, I knew this was a fresh start and I had to focus. We still were together. I kind of felt like I was almost a housewife. I made sure no matter what, he still ate a hot meal every day. He still had something to, go to work with. It just seemed like nothing was ever enough. He was cheating a couple times. There was the physical abuse. I kind of want to say that's financial abuse because at this point in time, he realizes what he's doing. As far as the money, he didn't really care. I'm not saying he didn't help me with the bills at all. Most of the time, I was paying the bills on my own.
Got you. Got you. Can you tell us? I know we're running out of time, guys, but I want you to tell us briefly what would, yeah, facts, Love Jones, the first time he put his hands on you. Can you tell us what occurred, what happened that made him do that?
I'm trying to think. I don't even remember. There was just so many times.
One of them. So tell us about the one that made you. Oh, tell us about the one that made you say, "Nah, that's it. This is it's over. I gotta go."
The time that I did say it was over, it got really bad. I can't remember what we were fighting over, but I remember we were arguing, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But what I did was I left. I left the house to clear my head and leave. And I remember getting a call from his it was either his mom or his sister, but they were both there at my house. And I was like, pretty much, I think his sister. It was pretty much his sister that called me. She was mad. She wanted to fight, cause
She wanted to fight you.
yes, because at this point in time, where he hit me, I hit him back. We was fully in there blowing, like throwing fists at each other. I had got fed up. I had got tired, so I fought him back. So of course, when the guys go tell stories, they didn't tell the whole story. So now his sister want to fight. Everybody knows HB. So I was like, all right, I'll be home. Drove home. At this point, his mom was in the process of moving my stuff from out of my house onto the front porch. His mother was pretty much kicking me out of my house. Never mind, this is my house. He moved in with
Not kicking you out of your house.
you. Put your hands on my son. At this point, my mom, my side of my family, and his side of the family, they was fed up. But we had argued 1,000 times, and for some reason, I never let him go. I always went back. I always went back. So they was tired of it, and his mom was just like, "I'm tired. I'm sick of this. You need to go." And I think to this day I don't think I've ever disrespected anyone's mom the way I cussed that lady out.
Mm.
At this point in time, he had just came home for the second time. So what an for the whole time we moved into this house, I had been holding bills down by myself, whether he was here or whether he
And
was
he
in
was gone for 11 months.
6 months the first time, 11 months the second time. But during that, I held the bills the whole time. So for watch this woman to come to my house, think that this is your son's house. Yes, it is 50% his house, but she's putting my stuff on my porch. So at this point, my mom pulls up, my mom and my aunt and my grandmother. It had
Let's
gotten
go.
it had gotten so bad that when we were fighting, I also pulled my firearm out on him. That's how bad it got because he was literally whipping my ass. So I felt like there was nothing. And he stopped.
Wait, his mom was there and he was still beating your ass?
No, this is before he went and got his mom. Like I said, I had left the house before I knew that I did something that was going to ruin the rest of my life. Remember, I'm just about to graduate from college. This is not what I need. Um, so I left. Nothing. So he had a big gash mark right here in the middle of his forehead, and that's from me hitting him with a vase. Because he was at one point in time where he had me and was strangling me on the bed, and the only thing I could reach was this vase on this table, which was actually flowers that he bought me from Valentine's Day. And I took it and I hit him, and it caused a gash right between his nose. So that's the only thing that his mom and his is looking at, like, oh, okay, like he has this huge gash. He tried to tell the cops, what happened, like, oh yeah, she hit me, da da da. They were gonna arrest me. They ended up arresting him. Because once they figure out the story, like, okay, strangulation in my state is really bad. Like they don't play with that, especially when
Yeah.
it
And
had
you
marks.
had marks on your neck
Right,
and
right,
everything.
right.
Yeah.
So his sister and his mom wanted to fight. Um, my grandma was outside like, oh yeah, she should have shot him. Yeah, my grandma. If anybody knows, like LJ and Aqua in here, they know how my mom and my grandmama, they've heard, especially my mom.
Mm-hmm.
They know how they are. My mom's really kind and sweet, but at this point, she was fed up too. So nothing really happened because the cops was there and everybody left. But then, like about 2, 3 weeks later, me and his sister did fight.
Is this same guy? Because I might be a little off subject, but
Nope,
is
this
this the
is
same guy that had you recently had an incident
no,
with?
no. I
Okay.
I dealt with him after this guy.
Okay. So uh, that was the breaking point, and then you guys were done.
No,
Mom's nickname is Street Fighter. Period.
no. We went back with each other, and what called off is he actually was dealing with the baby mom of the best friend that I lost my virginity to. And he knew that we were best friends. He knew who she was. He knew that that was homeboy baby mom, and he knew that that was my best friend. He even knew that I lost my virginity to him, but he was fooling with his baby mom behind my back.
What in the recycling?
And this is where it gets even better, Ro. The situation you know about with the homegirl with so I was in a new relationship. He also was talking to the girl I was going back and forth to court war. But she was only doing it because she knew that I had just started talking to the guy that I was with after him. And because, like, we broke up. We started getting rocky around October. I met him around November. We started talking. We didn't do anything. But around January is me and him broke up officially January 1st of 2020. The guy I was with for 7 years. And so he was dealing with my best friend's baby mom. And he's also dealing with the chick that the new guy that I'm talking with is also dealing with, who is now his baby mom. So I was just like, this is too much. Like, you gotta go. Like, I wasn't even mad because the only reason that new guy I was dealing with, the girl that he was dealing with, she was doing it as payback. But he didn't know. So he called him a shorty, like, oh shit, like, shit, me and her about to break up, whatever the case, this is girl, she going hard on me. But he don't know that she's only going hard because of the new guy I'm talking with, she likes as well. She did it as payback.
Mm.
So right from there, and Ro knows a lot of that situation has been from
So
that
wait.
she's been
So help us understand. Help me understand real quick, because my ADHD. So
a lot.
the girl did what? Mess with your? Ex?
Who at the time we still were living with together, but we weren't together. We had broke up around October, but we're still living with each other till January. So I had met this nice guy. He was a little older than me, but I liked him. But I didn't know he had a stalker. Our very first date, which I didn't find out till months later, she was following us the whole date.
But she was the same one that was dealing with your ex. So now she's following your new boo?
Yes. But the new boo was her boo. She was mad that I was talking to her boo. She was like, oh, well, you still live with this guy, da 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 da, thinking we're together. So she went and tried to, talk to him.
Got you. Okay, okay, okay. Now I get it.
But at the same
So
time,
you started messing with your new boo, but
right,
which is her ex, and because she realized you messing with him, she tries to get with your ex
right.
that
But on
you still
the same,
living with, but she thinking y'all still
we still were
y'all,
living with each other.
but y'all wasn't really y'all wasn't
We
together,
weren't together.
and
But
she tried to holler.
and so he thinking he didn't call him a new shorty. She's a little bit older too. So he excited. Like at the same time, he's also dealing with my best friend's baby mom.
Mm.
So that was when I found out that I was just like, I seen he fell asleep with his phone on the table, and those was the two names that I can see on his phone. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So you dealing with her, who I'm just finding out followed me and the new boo on a date, and then you dealing with my best friend's baby. It was a lot.
How did that make you feel?
Weirded out. Like I felt like we was all like a big. It was I can't even call it a love triangle because it was like an octagon at this fucking point. Like it was a
Right,
lot of moving pieces. So I was just like, I left him alone. I try to leave everybody alone in the situation. I'm gonna be honest. Like I cut off everybody. But something about the new boo, he came back around. Me and him started talking.
are you still with this new boo?
No,
What made y'all end it?
the crazy chick is one of the reasons. The one, so she finally left ex boo alone when she found out. Like he had told her like you doing all this, and that man moved out of her house January. Now we in like March, and she
Right,
didn't. Oh, so now she feel dumb. She done did her big one with him, and me and him no longer together. But she thought it was going to piss me off. It really didn't, because I was done with him at that point.
right.
So he told her like, you did all this and blah blah blah. But he, when I met him, he had 6 kids. I had none,
Oh my gosh. So you was dealing with somebody who has 6 kids.
and they're probably about 10 years older, almost 10 years older than me.
6 kids, and he 10 years older than you.
Hmm.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to exclusive interview. If you have any questions, please begin to line up in the box. We are coming to the end. It is 3 p.m. Okay, so all right. So how were you able to handle, because I know there was more things that took place. Okay, I'm not sure if you feel open to opening talking about it and stuff like that, because some women who are like that can be very vindictive.
So he had 4 baby moms and 6 kids. I'm gonna be honest. For he had a lot of that under control. He took care of all 6 kids. None of the baby moms were causing drama at this point in time. The only drama that I'm getting from is is from this girl who is his ex that is not his baby mom at the time. They have no kids.
No kids, but
Um,
she's the most trouble.
she's the most trouble. Kids and the baby moms were no problem. His mom and them, they loved me. They walked in, they welcomed me in the family and everything like that. But, and, for a while, like, we were like his 2 oldest kids, they would hang out, they would come over and stuff like that. His younger kids, he would kind of like, they were younger. So he would get up with them on his own time. I didn't like really have too much of a bond with them as well. So about March, April, me and him had bonded so much. I almost feel like Russell Tessa at this point because he moved in. So, guy I was with for 7 years, who I was also engaged with. By the way, we were engaged. The guy I was with for 7 years, the one that was physically abusing me. He moved out first of 2020. By April, um, I was dealing with a new guy and living with another guy.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I want to continue this, but we're going to have to jump. So clearly, we're going to have to bring it back, guys. All right, so clearly, that relationship didn't work out because now you found yourself on POF.
Mm-hmm. Or it's actually where I met him at. Mm-hmm.
You left that part out
I met him. I met the guy that I was with
on the
after
live portion or on the
the
regular
dating side.
dating.
It was probably the only guy that I met on the dating side that I gave a chance. And look what I don't.
And it wasn't live. There was no live feature then.
I
Okay.
don't. I don't know if there was a lot of features, but I don't. I met him on the dating side.
Okay. So boom, you met him on here. Now it's now you guys are yeah. What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Welcome guys, welcome guys.
So for one, I had around May of 2021, I found out that I was pregnant. Um, Lost a kid. I feel like he was there for me, but at the same time, in May, and by July, I'm hearing he got crazy chick that was following us on the first date pregnant as well. It was a lot. I did not even know he was still messing with her. You know what I mean? Like there was no signs that I got that he was messing with somebody else. He was another guy that was a hard worker.
You called her crazy several times. What did she do to you that let you know she was crazy? Because maybe it was just him that was saying things to her.
And it could
Because
have
clearly he
been,
was still sleeping with her.
right, he was still sleeping with her, but the things that she would do, like she would follow me, like she would see me, like I said, the city's very small. So she would see me and follow me in her car. She was
And you
following.
would see her following you. You would look back and be like, in your review, you're like, that.
She would see me, like we would like, let's say we're doing this. We're passing each other. Shorty would bust a U-turn. I seen you on a U-turn. I seen you turn around and get behind me. Follow me through the city. And never mind you, it's summer. I'm having a hot girl summer. You know what I mean? And you got crazy chick behind you. And at this point, like me and him weren't we were like real solid or whatever, from what I thought. And he had been living with me all this time. And this was he probably was living for me about a year before I found out I was pregnant. He had been already living with me for a year. So once I found out that, and like I have been to court 3 or 4 times behind this woman. She has three harassment charges, and 2 disorderly conducts for 3 or 4 different incidents of her following me, her coming to my house, her stopping me, blocking 2 intersections, blocking my car. Um, Many times tried to whip her ass, but she wouldn't fight. She would follow me. She would block me in the middle of the street. She's even bothered my mom. She's
Did you
bothered
get
my
order of protection?
in my state. You cannot file a PFA against someone unless they are a significant other or family member.
That's the same thing in Jersey.
So at this point, I couldn't file a PFA against her. So now we're in 2021, and like I said, I found out I was pregnant. Um, Lost a child, and then find out 5, maybe 6 weeks later she's pregnant. But I don't have proof. This is just what I hear. I asked him. He's saying, "Oh, this same girl's been telling me she's been pregnant for 2 years. I don't believe her. One day she's
Mm.
pregnant, then she claims she didn't have 4 or 5 miscarriages, but he thinks that she never was pregnant." On my birthday of 2021, she drops the ultrasound on Facebook. So now I know for a fact she is pregnant. So I'm suggesting around the time I was having a miscarriage, he was also sleeping with her. So
Right,
right there,
right.
I was like, I'm done with it. So he moved out of my house that September. Might have been the end of the month. Um, yeah, so that's what kind of ended that. And even after me and him ended, which now we can shoot to 2022. Wait, yeah, 2022. Um, she still was bothering me, still going back and forth to court.
So
At
you're
Roe,
not even with this guy no more, and
not even with him. She
she's
had
still harassing you.
she had the baby in March. And I remember it was what, June or July. I was actually in Texas. Everybody knows I was with me and Rose, top gifter at the time, and we actually went to go see Ro and Donna.
Your top gifter at the time.
Anyway, Ro, we actually went to go see Ro and Donna while I'm in Texas. She tried to file a PFI against me against her child, who the baby was born in March. Let's just go back. Baby was born in March. I had not dealt with him since October. Never seen the baby. Didn't know the baby's name. There was a time I had to block her. I had to block her number. She would call me 67. Like after she had this baby,
HBIC.
I remember after she had this baby, she called me 67 times in one day to see if he was with me. And I constantly told her, like, he is not with me. You need to leave me alone. But she did not leave me alone. She continued to, it was just horrible.
So
So,
for some reason, she still feels like you're messing with this guy that you haven't been talking to, and how long?
like I said, since
So
October,
she don't even know you on POF and you popping that for a real nigga.
I was not popping it for a real nigga, bro.
Oh, okay. I just had to make sure.
Yeah.
Just had to make sure. So there's nobody. So currently, right now, what are you in a relationship?
No.
Okay, no. Okay. So you're on this app
Yeah.
now and you completely left this man alone.
Eh, yeah, pretty much.
You know, you think,
Eh.
aw, HB, come on.
No,
This why she's still harassing
I
you.
probably dibbled and dabbed back in, after he moved out, but mainly for real, we really were done.
Are you officially done now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, but she's still, till this day,
No,
harassing you.
I can honestly say finally at the end of last year, I think the harassment charges and all that, like, because the cop ended up telling her, like, if I found one, if you keep,
Yes, I am.
you're gonna keep paying these harassment charges, eventually you're gonna go to jail. And she's someone who has a lengthy criminal record. She already on probation or parole, so she was not. I don't think she's trying to go to jail. So I think finally she just was like, I'm gonna leave her alone. So I don't really hear from her right now. I feel like if I see her to this day, she'll still have something to say. She still might follow me, but that's just like I said. She's just cuckoo for cocoa puffs. I don't know what's wrong with her.
Okay. Devon, I'm gonna be honest with you. That picture with the red in the background makes it look like you have on a wig. Do y'all see that? Do it look like
I
a
thought that was,
wig on Devon's picture?
yeah.
When I clicked on it, I said, "Oh, that's just the background," but that is an awkward picture. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know right now. It's very awkward. I don't know if that's the look you want, sir. Change that pic. That little circle. It looked like he
No,
got like a wavy red wig on. Y'all see it? All right, my bad. It distracted me. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for HBIC, please take the box right now. Okay. And fellas, as y'all know, HBIC is currently single,
not too
right?
much. Baby mama's in here.
You said your baby mama's in here?
She's in here. You see her in the comments.
Devon, is your baby mama?
No, right there. Present.
You
You see,
welcome, Devon.
present.
Present. Okay, Elise.
Hmm.
How long has she been your baby mama?
For about 2 months. About 2 months.
2 months. Does she know she's your baby
You
mama?
see, she said present when I,
Does she claim you?
yeah, she does.
I thought it was honey.
Honey's my second.
That's
I got two kids to Honey. Not too
I
much.
just want you to know this is recorded for quality insurance purposes.
Right.
So
It's
you
so,
might find a lawsuit
Right.
and we might have to see you and say it with justice because you got a lot of baby mamas, huh?
like three of
And they all know about each other?
them. Well, wait, Ooh,
Mm.
delinquent on my child support as well. But yeah, I got Honey. That girl, Honey, she's a model. That's my first baby mom. I got two kids to her. Now she got She my second baby mom for real, at least the first.
At
And then,
least the first.
yeah, at least it's the first.
They just met. Obsidian. Well, ain't that typically how a lot of relationships is? They just met and boom. There you go. All right, y'all. Listen, if you got any questions for HBIC, hop in the box right now. Ask those questions right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Or you can type them in the comments, y'all. Is HB in the meantime while they type in their comments? Do you want kids in the future? Or
Yes, I want.
always need?
I want one. I don't know about putting the S at
Donna was just about to ask that
one.
question too.
I want one. I don't know
You
about
want
the S at
one?
the end. I want one.
You heard that? But yes, she just claimed she got all these baby mamas, y'all. I just want to point that out.
Currently working on that one.
Mhm.
Are you currently working on that one from Donna?
No,
Period.
I gotta
All right,
find the right person to work on that with.
so, so, but okay. So from Latour, aren't you with Grocky?
Who said that?
Bro,
Latour
please.
from Latour.
Who being
Latour didn't say
messy?
there is no Latour. You're messy. Okay? No, we're not.
Who's being messy?
Bro is
Latour, I guess.
bro.
So
Donna
we're not
Cap.
answering that. We're just gonna ignore that question.
Point to
All right,
No,
Latour in the comments. Point to her.
Latour, right there.
Point to her.
hated here.
Okay. All right. Listen, I know the questions that people want to ask. Okay, guys,
Bro, please. Nobody
we're
asked.
gonna ask.
Right, Elise. Messy.
We're gonna
No,
ask all the questions that people want to know. You with the DJ? The Obsidian. Question from Obsidian. You with the DJ?
I don't know what DJ y'all are referring to.
There's plenty of them on the
Right,
app.
LJ, take me off the
There's
follow up
plenty
list.
of fish in the sea, right? Never doing this. Shut up. Yes, you will. See you next week, Elise. uh, Question from Medusa. Would you ever date Grocky if he was
Oh
the
my
Medusa, where
god.
do
DM
come from?
Why y'all being
you?
messy?
Somebody ask Grocky that. Call Grocky here. But no, me and Grocky are friends. No,
Y'all being messy.
Okay.
I see.
Well, you know what? I said that because those are the
POF,
thoughts
hold up.
that are
POF,
in
little
people's heads. So to clarify it and put it out there, just in case
Mine.
that thought in people's head might be stopping you. You from getting your groove back.
It wasn't in my head.
Are you trying to get your groove back?
I don't think I ever lost my groove. What you mean?
Oh wait, so you still thawing and bopping?
No, I don't know about Dotting and
It
Bopping.
happened.
Obsidian, if you put that baby next to that fish again, we gonna have a problem.
Yeah, any questions from the audience, you can take the box or you can ask it in the comments. I'm taking questions from this side too. Are you is that the question? Is that a question for me or for DJ Smooth said?
Smooth, where you come from over there?
Oh, okay, okay. That question was for me. He said, "Are you slimming down? You look like you're entering your sexy phase."
Uh,
I've been sexy. I don't know what you talk about. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
but no,
I'm showing my chest hairs and everything.
the answer that we tried to get to know each other, but that's probably about as far as it went. And I think
Got you.
we're back to friends.
Good. All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. It looks like there's no more questions from the
Praise
audience.
praise the Lord.
My last question to you, unless Donna, you have more questions. You want to
No.
That
ask the final
that's not a
question?
question. Your questions is too hard. Y'all in my business and your question.
That's the whole point of this show. We got to be in
First
the
of all, I don't
business.
even feel like she uncovered a lot of her story, but I probably just asked like how did it feel opening up to us?
I felt good. I almost shedded a little tear at some points of my story, but
Aww, Pookie.
Got you. What What is your goal for the future? What is your plans for the next a year to 2 years of your life
mm,
on this app and off?
so on the app, my goal in about a year or two is hopefully to reach 100 mil. Um,
Period.
we're gonna be in the inner circle whenever POF drop the inner circle. I'm already
Period.
I'm VIP in the inner circle. Anyway, but yeah, just to build from where I'm at now. I feel like I never allow myself to get comfortable. I feel like there's always every time I get to a certain milestone, there's always going to be more. There's always going to be something I want to
There's
reach.
always gonna be an obstacle. You gotta
Right.
these
Like
hurdles.
my main thing is never stop. Always keep going because no matter how, like, let's say I get real successful one day or whatever, there's always a next step for me. That's just how I look at life. Off the app, hopefully in the next 2, 3 years, I find my somebody and we can go from there and maybe have our one kid. I
Right.
might be open to two, but it's given highly one. And I'm trying to buy me a nice big house and live happily ever after.
Period.
You heard that, Slim? Because Slim was in the comments jacking you earlier. You heard that, Slim? Where you at? I don't know if you still here.
It's Obsidian
You
saying
sound like you want to take that key and lock it.
it sounds like Obsidian talking about come here Snickers. Wild.
Ooh, Obsidian. You said that?
But what
Obsidian.
crazy was before Live Fest,
Obsidian. You
Obsidian
know
didn't
what I'm
even like me
saying?
before
She could
Live
throw
Fest.
that ass in a circle for you.
I'm dead.
Yeah, if y'all don't know, the show's over, y'all. I'm just messing with HB at this point, y'all. HB, thank you so much for doing the show and like, whoo, that was a lot to unpack. I know there's still more. There's a lot of layers to you, HBIC, and
Y'all
I
have
appreciate you for laying it all down for us and stuff like that. And let's just pray for better selection in men. They can't be from that city. Lord knows they've been with it's it's recycling out there,
yeah,
y'all. But that's
everybody
how I feel about
together.
like me being from New York and the lesbian community.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I stopped dealing with these lesbians in New York. And I got on that. Because literally all
Seven.
they do is recycle. Like it got to a point where I remember one girl, this is why I took this piercing out, y'all. I had a friend or whatever. Do I want to say friend? At the time she was a friend. She had this pierce, right? Kind of nose piercing. And I remember they was both her and my other friend were both sleeping with the same stud, right? And they wind up fighting in the movie theater. Y'all know on Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica movie the multiplex is right there. We was in McDonald's. That's where the fight started. The girl ran up into the movie theaters. She tried to run hide in the bathroom. Boom. She caught her slipping in the bathroom, beat the crap out of her, pulled this thing out, pulled that out. Now her lip is all was disgusting, y'all. And she was light skinned with green eyes too, like really light skinned, like with green eyes. And I remember that. And I remember seeing her the next day, and I was like, dang, you got your ass kicked. And I just looked at her, I was like, dang, and she wound up breaking up with that girl. And they both wound up leaving the stud. And guess what? 3 weeks later, they was together.
Oh,
The girl whipped your ass, tore your face up, and you dated. I said, nah, I'm good on this. I'm good. I'm good. I,
like
I can't.
somebody
I
said,
can't.
I see somebody say 7 kids. Like I said, when I met him, he had 6. Let's just say now he has 9.
He
Yeah,
got nine
he has 9
kids.
kids now.
Man, he got everybody pregnant on the block. Same baby mama or different? Different ones, right?
Like him, he has 6, 4 different baby moms. Now he has 9 and 7 baby moms.
He is not playing.
6 or 7. One of the two.
He is not playing. All right, y'all. There you have it, folks. Please, is it? Can you let us know when do you stream? If there's anything you want to close out with, let us know right now.
I stream pretty much every day. Later afternoon, maybe from like 8, closer to 8 to midnight. Sometime in between there, you can catch me. If you don't catch me, you can catch me in like Aqua Stream, LJ Stream, or even sitting in the cut and roll stream. Thursday night, you can catch me. I say it with your chest because
Period.
I be having a lot to say with my chest. But yeah, just catch me. Make sure y'all fave me. I'm going live after this. Make sure y'all come. We in the contest. Come send flowers. Thank you.
Let's
Uh,
go.
yeah, that's about it.
Y'all give it up for HBIC right now. Let's go. We are closing out this show. Thank you for bearing with us. I know it ran over time, guys, but for those of you who stuck in here and stayed in here and love the show, y'all, if y'all would like to be a part of the show, top badge / royal badge, Medusa is in here. You can hit him up, okay, to be on the show. That is really my guy, y'all. So make sure y'all hit him up to be on this show, as well as he's my admin for acting out, and also for Donna's show. Okay, so if there are some rooted issues that you guys had within your stories or some traumatic moments or whatever, Donna's show is Bonnet Therapy Session and Confessions. Y'all can go right there and y'all can lay it down right on her show, y'all. So please do not be afraid to hit up Medusa if you're interested in either being on exclusive interview where we dive into your past, present, and your future, or you can go on Bonnet Therapy Session and Confessions, where you can find me doing my ASMR in the beginning of the show. Okay, I love doing that, y'all. Okay, don't take that away from me, all right? I get really into character. Alright, next time I won't have my hat and bonnet on, okay? Donna said it was weird. It looked unprofessional, so I'll take it more serious next time. Y'all, but for real, y'all, I love y'all. We gonna close out the show with the one of the best songs. And let's go. If y'all know the song, if y'all know the song, I need y'all to throw those M's in the comments when it's time, okay? Fresh off or stick it in the comments, y'all. Y'all ready? You know this is my song. Let's go. Let's go. Roll. Get a bag, get a bag, get a bundle. Get a bag. We got smoke on deck. That's on the humble. That's on the humble. Thursday night, 10 p.m. You so we be acting up. Then you say it with your chest. Come and get some clout. We never done though. Always keep it a hundo. Where did the sun go? They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. They wanna know, we know, they wanna know, they wanna know. We're the models, 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 we're the models up in the place. We're the models, we're the state, we're the models, second to none. We're the models, never gonna run. We're the models, 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 we're the models. We never win, we never know. When boys know what's up, it's time to get role model fresh. Get freedom fresh. It's time to get role model fresh. Get freedom fresh. It's time to get role model fresh. Get freedom fresh. It's time to get role model fresh. Get fresh. Bring it on, HB. Positivity. Pull up on that team. I just want to live my dream. Gotta make it great. Smoking on some great. I don't get busy. Yo. Big homie, that's street shit. I can see that, but a little bit. My older, he never giving up. Without a role model who's showing up. Without a role model who acting out. Thanking you for the love you're giving out. Didn't get in the comments. Fuck what them haters be talking about. They ain't homage to a real one. Hey. They still come. They getting so mad, we dropping the bags. Saying the bang is real dumb. We doing it big, never less. We doing it big, never stress. We doing it big, doing it big. We doing it big. We're the models, 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 we're the models up in the place. We're the models, we're the state. We're the models, second to none. We're the models, 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 we're the models. No, we not running out. No, we not. We still getting buzzed. Haters be lame, fucking next us. Real ones know what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Exclusive interview turned into exclusive concert. Yes. Hey, this is my song, y'all. Y'all can't tell me that song ain't fire. Shout out to Smooth Rose, y'all. He's on the app, so if y'all see him, be like, yo, that track is fire. And if y'all want him to make a track for y'all, all you gotta do is take a milestone of this. Okay? So if he's close to his next milestone, make sure you dare to take it. Or if you win him in any of his events, he will make a song for you, alright? That was a lit song. Alright, y'all. Listen, I gotta get out of here. Spend time with the family. Y'all know I'll be back on at 9 p.m. I don't know what this new contest is about. Somebody put me on.
Is that the flower one?
Oh, this the flower one. All right, I get it. I get it now. All right, y'all. See y'all later. See you at 9 p.m. All right.